Just gearing up today. I'm gonna go and trap a beaver lodge. A friend of mine's having some beaver problems, so a little late in the season, but it's actually nice. Weather's temperate. Got some traps here. I got my I made some homemade poles that I'm gonna take and close off with snares. Made out of rebar. I'm gonna test it out. I'm thinking because it's accessible where I'm going, that might be able to work for me. So we'll see. I got a couple chainsaws fueled up. Got a chisel. Trapping license in my pocket. Catch a few beavers before the ice is out. Beaver trapping. Oh, there's a little bit of fun right there. So we'll see what the ice conditions are like, and cut some holes. This spot here is pretty good. It gets shallow. Gets shallow up there. Deeper. Still deep this way. And then I can feel kind of the opposite bank. Right down there where I'm standing. So it looks to me like this channel basically runs from about there right to about here. So I'm hoping that there's a couple of adults in here and a couple of 2-year-olds, and then the kits from last spring. So they'll be just about a year old. So hopefully there's 8 beaver in here. We'll see. Gotta be optimistic, right? That right there is basically your finished set. Just want to make sure all your snares are open. I got the cams all kind of tilted down so I don't take and lose them pushing them through the slush. Set 2 ready to go. Seems to be working pretty good. Cams are kind of all offset. Now, so what I'm doing here is my love of trapping in the great outdoors and sharing that with whoever's interested in watching. I open myself up for some criticism, and I'm fine with that. I mean, constructive or otherwise, doesn't matter to me. Who wants to take and have something to say, or if you want to comment on what I'm up to, whether you like it or not. You know, you take and you look at a set like this. I guess first of all, what I'm going to say is, any of you that have been out there, especially trapping, you know, you're going to run into trappers are no different than any other of the humans on the earth here, right? So what you're going to find is you're going to end up with people that, you know, they may either not be very receptive to what you're doing, or when the criticism comes, you know, you're going to run into people that are going to tell you, well, you know, their wisdom on the topic is king, right? So my advice to you is when you run into people that can't appreciate the effort that you're actually putting in, you know, and take it for what it is. You know, the average trapper is putting their best foot forward. You know, we're trying to take these animals humanely and everything else that goes along with that. But if you've got people that want to talk negative, people that want to criticize what you're doing, trappers that they know better, their way is the only way, there's a lot to be said for that. That's a big conversation. You know, to a point, you know, you have to get out there and you have to do that. If you're going to listen to, you know, all of the negativity around trapping, you know, from non-trappers or trappers alike, you know, you're not going to go trapping. So I for one, I appreciate the beginner trapper. I appreciate the experienced trapper, and I appreciate seeing new things. I like trappers that are, you know, upfront and clear about what they're doing, you know, whether they know some well-established secrets or trappers that are just out there to basically tell another trapper there's more than one way to skin a cat. Kind of a parallel there in trapping as far as that goes with the mention about cats. Now, this particular set right here, you know, to the naked eye, a trapper could take and say, well, you know, this is going to take and damage the fur, you know, talking about fur, the prices that I just got back from the beaver, you know, you're not selling beaver on the fur market because of the money, you know, per se, as far as the fur itself goes. The beaver itself, it comes with, to me personally, it comes with much more value than just looking at the fur itself. Now, I'm not saying that, you know, I'll go ahead and you know, try and destroy a beaver fur, but, you know, when an average price on a beaver fur, you know, fetches $10 or $11, you know, I'm not catching that animal just because of the fur. I'm after that carcass. That carcass is going to take and supply me for bait for next season, especially now trapping in the spring. And I didn't have time to go after the beavers in the wintertime, so that's why I'm doing it now. But what was the point that I was trying to make? I'm trying something new. Whatever you guys are doing out there for trapping, guys, don't listen to the naysayers. Don't listen to the people that tell you can't do something. Don't listen to the trappers that are telling you that they're smarter than what you are. Nowadays, YouTube is free for everybody to watch. Pretty well anything that you want to do with regards to trapping, it's all out there for the world to see. So pay attention to the people that want to be positive. Pay attention to the trappers that want to have, you know, that want to share in your enjoyment and your excitement in the great outdoors. Well, I'm going to take and I'm going to set this in the hole here. And I'll show you what it looks like under the ice. Here it is right here. So this is what they do in the wintertime. They'll take all of what they've got down there for feed piles and they'll start chewing this right up under the ice. And now in the springtime, what happens too is that ice starts thawing from the bottom up to an extent, and they can take and get at a lot of these nice little shoots here. Nice green stuff. You know, that's what they're after. That's like a nice little treat. And sometimes they will take and eat themselves right out of house and home. see what we've got. I see some bubbles, so that's all right. Oh, there you go. You got something tangled up in there. All right. First day. Right away we get a catch. Castor canadensis. Nice little guy. Didn't even wreck the snares too bad. That's awesome. There you go. First beaver of the season. He'll skin nice. We need a big one here. Cheryl, you're usually good luck. I always catch critters when my wife comes with me. Oh, that's too bad. All tripped, eh? It's okay for first day. Beaver soup tonight, Sherry.
Oh, yum.
Perfect. All right. Beaver trapping season has begun. I don't know if we'll have to see here if this giant beaver fits on the quad. Let's see if we got enough room here for all three of them. And I suppose it's not bad. Yeah, there you go. That's all right. Still looks good. He's not chewed up or nothing. That's good. Well, let's see what we got here today. Oh, that's heavy activity. Fortunate. Yeah. drop this thing in place here. So as I was cutting here today, I guess it's overkill bringing 2 chainsaws. But when a guy is pressed for time, and I already knew that the life of this saw was gonzo, what better way to take and keep using it than for cutting holes in the ice for beaver. She's pretty skimpy. My chain blew up, and there you go. There's my overkill. Bring a second chainsaw of mammoth proportion. What the heck, eh? Might as well. Lickety split, boom, 2 more traps set. Time to go home. Supper time. A day in the life of. Aside from a piece of machinery running, I don't know. You can be wherever you want to be, I guess. I kind of like being out here. You want to feel a little closer to God? Head her to the wilderness. He's there waiting for you. Doesn't discriminate. Let's see what we got here. Nothing but a set up fucking trap. Well, disappointing. One last check for the season. See if there's any reason. Oh, it's a big one too.
Nice.
Perfect. That is awesome. That right there would be an adult. Super cool. Oh man, he's I was just telling Cheryl on the way over here, I forgot to take my knives. So that would mean that we'll catch beaver today for sure. Well,
It's a beaver.
oh yeah. Another big adult. I love it. That's freaking awesome. All right. So I had the one beaver perfect catch snare right around the back of the head. And these conibears here, when they bait them, I don't know, I've had some accidental catches where they'll swim by and get their back leg in them. But this beaver here, big adult male, probably 45 pounds maybe, he doesn't struggle. There's no struggle in there. That's awesome. Super cool. Very cool. This is the adult pair right here. And I am, by the looks of that lodge there, I think they were breeding here already last year. So I'll be surprised if they don't have a some 2-year-olds in here. Again, there you go. That's the last check of the season. No shit, right there. We're getting some pretty nice weather during the day, and I see some of the ponds are actually they've got substantial water on them, so it's just a matter of time before the water is going to be on the edges here. So it's time to go. We'll get the rest of them in spring. Just make sure when we're driving that we don't get these chains too wrapped up in here. Don't have far to go. So yeah. Pretty cool, Sherry. I like it. I'll just clean out these snares right here. We'll see how they come off. So I was a little bit disheartened about these things, but as it turns out, they work good. Especially when when a guy has close access, and it's easy to take and transport them. But if a guy had to take and lug these things 20 miles into the bush, well, then that'd be a different ballgame. And the thing that I find about beaver snaring is you don't have to do anything with your snares. These snares right here, and the one that the beaver was caught with, this is what they end up, this is the color that they take on. So you can basically see how black they are. And this one here has been rubbed by the beaver. So this one here, the ferrules are a little shinier, but this ferrule right here, you can even see how dull it is. And you see how it stains my hands. So the thing about the snares is, if you get them on the right spot, you know, this is the way they go into the water. It doesn't take long and they'll just get black. Feet are already wet.
One is.
Shale and I are going for a little hike today. We're gonna see what we can find for beavers that are left where we were trapping beavers. There's our little spot right there. Kind of had to go the long way around. But we like going for walks. Just deep enough to get ourselves wet if we're not careful. Cheryl's gonna go on my back. Okay, here we go. This is how YouTube moments are born. Oh. We're in good shape. Dry boots. I think it's a 2-year-old.
Yeah. I didn't have the video on when you shot.
Didn't see him in time?
No.
Yeah, it was pretty quick. I didn't know he was gonna stick around. But we got him anyway. You know, I wonder how deep that water is.